Okay, so I'm briefly gonna explain what has happened in the game in terms of battle system, how you gain experience, how you level up and stuff like that. We're gonna take it step by step. So we're gonna start with you running around in the world and encountering an enemy. Basically, the enemies are spread out across the world. You actually see them running around in the world, so it's not a random encounter. You can avoid them if you want. They have aggro radius. Every enemy has a different aggro radius, which means that some enemies actually aggro if you are really far away, and some enemies don't aggro even if you kind of like stand next to them. But generally you can avoid them. If you do get into a fight, you get to control one character only. It's your main character. So for instance, if Lightning is your leader, you actually only get to control Lightning, but you get to guide the CPU in the direction you actually want it to perform the actions that it takes for the other two characters. Basically they have roles, and that's what's called the paradigm shifts and stuff like that. We're gonna get to that later on. But let's say you encounter an enemy, you fight the enemy. Now, when you hit an enemy, they have something called a stagger bar. It's kind of like a stun bar, basically. And if you get that bar full, the enemy starts to stagger, which means that the enemy starts to take more and more damage. And the more you hit it while it's staggering, the more damage you do. So it kind of adds up. At first you are doing 100% damage, which is really weak, and some enemies take a long time to kill. But once you get it staggering and once you keep attacking, the stagger multiplier actually gets higher and higher. And I think my record, I've gotten it up to like 600-700%. So you do a lot more damage while the enemy is staggering. Now, once you get an enemy staggered, the bar starts to deplete slowly. So you only have a set amount of time before it turns back into normal, and you have to start all over again. You have to fill the stagger bar and you have to attack the enemy once more. Now, I talked a bit about paradigms, paradigm shifts. Basically, it's different roles and different role combinations for your party. For instance, let me see here in paradigms. Yeah, Relentless Assault, which puts Lightning into Commando mode, Vanille into Ravager, and Saz into Ravager. That's basically the main damage dealing paradigm. Everyone does a lot of. Everyone only focuses on damage, and it's easier to fill the stagger bar up. I think the Ravager class is actually, it focuses on getting the stagger bar up. So that's what you actually want to start out with. You want to get the enemy staggered as fast as possible. Now, if you can shift paradigms in the middle of the battle. It's easy as pressing one button and they shift in the middle of an action if you are performing something. This actually changed their roles, so you can see Lightning still remains Commando, Vanille turns into a Medic, and the Saz also remains as a Ravager. So basically, if you take damage, you shift to the diversity paradigm, and Vanille will start healing the damaged party members. What this does is it basically heals your party up, but at the cost of you filling up the stagger bar slowly. So the fight will take longer, but you will live. So it's kind of like a trade-off. There are no magical like MPs or mana in the game, so you just have attack points. I would like to compare it like to VATS in Fallout. It's actually kind of like that. You have automatic regeneration of your attack points, and you use those attack points to take actions. So you don't have to consider mana cost and mana management. You just kind of have to focus on what paradigm and what role the characters should have. So that's kind of great. The game is really fast paced, so sometimes you'll actually get to an enemy that takes like half a chunk of a life bar on your entire party, and you have to think really fast because it is active combat. The enemies don't wait for you to take an action. You actually have to do it on the fly. You have to think fast. You have to switch paradigms. So yeah, well, basically that's for the paradigms. Now, once you defeat the enemy, you actually get experience points, which are called Criterion points, which is what you see down on the portrait of each and every of my party members. For Lightning, for example, it says CP 194 or 84. And what you do with that is you go to your Criterion, which is your kind of like your skill tree, which is this three-dimensional crystal thing. And yeah, basically every character in the game has at least 2 classes so far. I think one of the characters has 4 to choose from. Now, these are not mutually exclusive. You can put points in each and every one of these. These are basically roles that you switch with the paradigm system. Now, I've only put the points into Commando for Lightning. Seem to be the best so far, and I'm actually almost done with it. So either it's gonna grow. I think it's gonna grow soon. I don't know what triggers the growth of the crystal tree, but it's gonna grow up. It's gonna kind of expand into level 2, and I'm gonna get a the next level of the crystal to put points into. But you spend your points in this crystal-looking thing, which is kind of weird for 2 reasons. First, it's 3-dimensional crystal. You don't actually see the entire crystal. I think you can actually. Oh, hold on. Now, I thought you could actually zoom out, but probably can't. It's kind of confusing. If you had this thing as a 3D model sitting on your desk while playing, it would have been equally as confusing. So I don't know why they didn't go for like a 2-dimensional view where you can actually see the different paths and where you want to go. Right now it's kind of simple. It's just this one floor of the crystal tree that you have to put the points in, so you can actually see all the skills and all the nodes and stuff. But keep in mind that this will probably grow. It will probably grow to like level 5 or something like that. And keep in mind, if you actually want to get to a certain skill, you're gonna have to navigate this entire tree, because you can't skip. Like you can see here, you can't go to the left to the next node. You have to go. Damn it. You have to go back all the way here to get to this last node here to actually put in the points to get the magic +4 here. So it's kind of annoying. I don't know why they did this, why they didn't just go for a 2D view, but anyway, that's in the game. You put your points here and your character levels up, basically. Nothing levels up automatically. You have to put the points in. You have to choose what to do if you want them to actually get more health, or if you want to focus on trying getting all the skills that are in the skill tree. What else? It's kind of weird the way you put the points in. You hold down A and then you push in the direction that you want to put the points in. So for instance, if I didn't have power chain, I didn't have magic +6, and I didn't have HP +25, and I was here at HP +15, I would have 3 direction choice to actually put the points in. And this can be a little tricky. It's not that responsive. I found out several times that when I pressed up and held A down, it actually went to the right or to the left. So I don't know, either I'm doing something wrong or it's not really that responsive. But that's basically how the skills and the experience points work. There's not much else to say. You're gonna probably figure it out while watching someone play through the game, how this works. It's not that complicated. It seems complicated at first, but it's pretty simple. You just switch roles for the situation, and if you need to heal, you switch to the paradigm that has a focus on healing and focus on defense. If you need to go on the offense, you switch to a paradigm that focuses on offense and so forth. The great part about this game is, or the best part about the battle system of this game is that you actually heal after each battle, so you don't have to spend a lot of time healing your characters up after each battle. You actually get full health immediately after you finish a battle. The bad thing is, if your main character dies, it's game over. If any of the other characters dies, you just can go on, but if the main character dies, it's game over, which is kind of stupid, but anyway, that's the way it works. I'm approaching the 11-minute mark, so I'm gonna stop this video.